Lop, you have something?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate that you've given us space to move a motion next week. But in 1 or 2 minutes, just a quick response to the statement that has been tabled, Right Honorable Speaker, as we shape this, at least from our end. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2006, I joined the media at UBC. And shortly after I joined, we were relocated from Nakasero to go to Nile Avenue. Why? Because government, with an investor, wanted to put up a Chogam hotel, which was meant to be for 2007. We moved, Chogam came and went, and that did not happen. Right Honorable Speaker, there's been many examples given of land that has been given away, and that's the concern of members. Shimoni, Naguru Nakawa land, and so on and so forth. Government, what the members here are saying is, we need to work on the question of trust. There's an old English adage that once bitten, twice shy. So members are saying, on behalf of the people that we represent, we have seen land being given away for these developments, and the developments do not happen. And so there is lack of trust. That's the biggest issue here.
Lop,
Yes, Right Honorable.
as I ruled, you'll bring that in the motion. Please bring it in the motion.
That's okay.
Because it goes against our rules of procedure, especially after a ruling has been done, but your point has been gotten. Your point has been gotten, and include it in the motion. Switch on.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just thought, because you see, my duty, our duty on this end, as we keep government in check, it is also to help you deal with the trust issue. And as we shape all of this, that's what must be dealt with. Right Honorable Speaker, with your permission, the Shadow Internal Affairs Minister had a 30-second information, if you would kindly allow her. 30 seconds.
Sure. The shadow will put it in the motion.
A deliberate attempt by the executive to abuse the trust of Ugandans who gave them authority to hold land on behalf. That land belongs to me, belongs to all Ugandans. So by now massaging the options, we might be indirectly falling and giving them a blessing. I therefore beg your indulgence.
Exactly.
I therefore beg your indulgence that you guide the House so that whatever we discuss here do not appear to fall into that trap.
On the procedure matter that Honorable Duras raised, and as I said, this is an executive order. And the way we are getting derailed, there are people who are saying we should have prisons in the middle of the town, in the city, so that you don't have to go very far for you to go to court. There are others who are saying you should take them to Bukedea, to wherever. And we are playing in the hands of these letters. On these letters, we would rather have a motion in this House. We would rather have a motion in this House and say, since the land of Uganda belongs to the people of Uganda, it is in our considered opinion that the land that is being occupied by Uganda prisons remains the property of Uganda prisons. Okay? So you now get the options from what the minister has given. Now that will come in the what? In the motion. And this House will vote to that motion.
Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, who gave you notice of their absence in the House, all of them at the ministry today, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Public Enterprises Reform and Divestiture Amendment Bill 2024 be read the second time.
Is the motion seconded? Seconded by Edie, by Mamawi, by Chemogesi, by Mitiana, by Honorable Rachel, Honorable Professor Ethel, Iganga, Nakasongola, Kelly, Gerald, Margaret, Veronica, Hanifa, Gweri, Christine, Solo.
Bill second reading. The Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024, Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill, Repeal Bill 2024, be read for the second time.
Seconded. Seconded by by Honorable Lwelo, Honorable Bueno, Honorable Kasai, Honorable Businje, by Honorable Moses Kabusu, Honorable Gerald, Honorable Dennis Nakasongola, Honorable Sauda, Honorable Mujiche, Honorable Minister of ICT, Honorable ED, NFA, Jennifer, Singiro, I mean, not Singiro, Ntungamo, Singiro, Honorable Feta, Victoria, Edakas, Mamai, the two Mamais. Honorable Seno Anthony, Dr. Boka, East Africa, Gulu, Phyllis, Daudi. Opendi is supported. Honorable Angura, Honorable Pamela, Honorable Busia, and Mitiana. General, would you love to speak to your motion?
Right Honorable Speaker, the bill talks of repealing the Uganda Road Fund Act. I would want to say this straightforward, that the bill is not intended to remove the fund. That's not the intention of the bill. The bill is intended to remedy the following: to enable the dissolution of Uganda Road Fund and the transfer of the administration, because that's what is all happening. Uganda Road Fund is just like a conduit. The money comes from Ministry of Finance, and they just click the money to the districts. So it does not generate money. It does not, it's just like an office, but now it is a full office with a board, with a full administration. So it is administratively heavy for no good reason, because clicking money to go to a district doesn't even require a board. So the intention is to transfer the administration of the fund, not to remove the fund, to transfer its administration to the ministry responsible for roads, thereby, interior, relieving the government of the financial drain on its resources and the burden of wasteful administrative expenditure. This would facilitate efficient and effective service delivery by delineating mandates and functions of the ministry responsible for roads. It will also promote coordinated administration arrangements policies and procedures, ensuring the efficient, successful management of financial accounting and budgetary discipline. So this will enable government to play its role properly and more effectively, and to enforce accountability. It will also help to restructure and reorganize the ministry responsible for roads and other agencies and departments of government by eliminating these bloated structures which I talked about even yesterday, and function ambiguities in the performance and functions related to the fund. I submit.
Thank you. Thank you so much. A report of the chair, brief one. Just summarize, Honorable.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to present the report of the Committee of Physical Infrastructure on the Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024. Introduction. Right Honorable Speaker, the Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024 was read for the first time on Tuesday, 9th April 2024, and referred to the Committee on Physical Infrastructure in accordance with Rules 128 and 129 of the Rules of Procedure of the Parliament for consideration and to report to the House. Background. Right Honorable Speaker, the Road Management Initiative, which was started in 1989 as a road maintenance initiative driven by the World Bank and Economic Commission for Africa. The initiative perceived road maintenance to be the most important aspect of road sector management for the sub-Saharan countries, and within that aspect, stability of financing was perceived as the core problem. Right Honorable Speaker, the Road Maintenance Initiative later changed to Road Management Initiative in 1997 in recognition of the fact that stable financing, though necessary, is not a sufficient condition for proper maintenance of the road network, but planning, implementation, and monitoring were equally important to ensure that the road network offers the right level of service to meet the country's roads needs. In essence, Right Honorable Speaker, the Road Fund or the Road Authority study was conducted in 1993 with financial assistance from the GTZ, and later in 2001 with financial assistance from the World Bank. These studies came up with the recommendations to the government on how to set up the Uganda Road Fund in order to effect substantial improvement in the management of the road sector. Right Honorable Speaker, the ultimate goal of the road sector reforms implemented in Uganda based on the Road Maintenance Initiative and the private sector review was to separate the ministry's role of policy formulation, legislation, setting standards, regulation, and monitoring from implementation. The separation of roles was in line with the universal norms, but it was important that Uganda Road Fund be given full authority to discharge its mandate. Right Honorable Speaker, despite the above provisions of the Uganda Road Fund Act 2008, the Uganda Road Fund has never attained the status of a second generation since its creation in 2009. Uganda Road Fund is allocated annual budgets and receives quarterly releases of funds like any other government, ministry, department, and agency. Right Honorable Speaker, by aspiring to ensure a stable, adequate, and timely flow of funds to agencies, the Uganda Road Fund provides the opportunity for the implementing agencies to plan for efficiency and effective delivery of maintenance of their respective categories of roads. Right Honorable Speaker, the object of the fund, according to Section 6 of the Uganda Road Fund Act 2008. The object of the fund is, number one, to finance the routine and periodic maintenance of public roads in Uganda. Number two, to ensure that public roads are maintained at all times. And three, Right Honorable Speaker, is to advise the Minister responsible for finance in consultation with the Minister responsible for roads and the Minister responsible for local governments on these two issues. Number one, the preparation and efficient and effective implementation of the annual road maintenance program and the control of overloading of vehicles in public roads. Right Honorable Speaker, the object of the bill, the main objective of the bill is to give effect to the government policy for rationalization of government agencies and public expenditure adopted by the Cabinet on the 22nd of February 2021 and contained in Cabinet Minute number 43, C2 2021. Committee observations and recommendations. The committee observed that the full operationalization of the road fund, number one, the committee observed that as a result of failure to operate the Uganda Road Fund as a second generation fund, the budget allocation for maintenance has remained at a level of between 30 to 40% of the realistic budget requirement. The size of the public roads network in fair to good condition has kept reducing over the years, and the maintenance backlog has kept growing. Further, Right Honorable Speaker, the committee noted that the Uganda Road Fund is the least funded in the sub-Saharan region as shown in the table below. To relieving the government of the burden of wasteful expenditure and financial drain, the committee was informed that the Uganda Road Fund has a huge bill of Uganda shillings 2.6 billion accrued from a total of 36 staff and board expenses of 245 million Uganda shillings. The committee was further informed that upon mainstreaming the Uganda Road Fund, government will save less than Uganda shillings 5 billion in expenses on the board expenses, which is at 240 million Uganda shillings. Non-wage of Uganda shillings 3.8 billion and employing 9 engineers, reducing the wage bill. The committee noted that the high wage bill is as a result of pay disparities between the traditional civil service and the agency, which is almost twofold. The committee, Right Honorable Speaker, further observed that the Inspectorate of Government in her report on the cost of corruption in Uganda, December 2021, revealed that the country loses 9.144 trillion a year on corruption, of which 4.5 trillion is borne by the budget and 4.3 billion is borne by public service users, firms and citizens. Right Honorable Speaker, this shows that elimination of corruption will yield more savings to government other than the rationalization of the Uganda Road Fund. The committee, therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, recommends that the Uganda Road Fund be restructured to maintain the staff that are core to the mandate of the fund. The restructured agency should be maintained as lean as possible with a competitive remuneration to attract and retain high-quality engineering professionals of the right caliber to achieve the fund's mandate. Right Honorable Speaker, further, the minister responsible for works should cause for the streamlining of pay structure of the ministry's scientists to realign with those of the fund. In respect to the lack of business continuity plan, Right Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that in spite of the fact that government took a decision in 2021 to merge, mainstream, and rationalize government agencies, commissions, authorities, and public expenditure in order to facilitate efficient and effective service delivery, to date there is no available business continuity plan to manage the transition period.